what do you do when you're not sure what to do? So sometimes you make progress in life, right? There's progress in your business, your relationship, in your health, whatever it is. You've established new habits, you're doing new things. So there's something you want to change in your life and you've been doing something about it and you're getting results, but you're not getting results fast enough or you're not getting results that you really want. And so sometimes you might reach a point where you look around and you're thinking, well, what else can I do different? What else can I do better? What else can I do about this situation? The first thing that you have to look at is what's in your immediate environment that's not complete. So a lot of times what happens is we leave things incomplete. And when things are incomplete, it's just, it communicates to you, to yourself, to other people in the environment that there is not completion. And even from the smallest things. One of the things that you should look at is if you're a business executive, right? Business executives should spend a majority of their time planning and organizing. And so if you're not a good planner or you're not a good organizer like me, you have to take the time and actually stop and implement that, right? So sometimes it takes a little bit of extra effort. It takes a different way of thinking. If you're very creative, you may not be very organized, right? Vice versa. If you're very organized, you're very detailed, sometimes you can struggle to stop and take some time and be creative. And so whatever it is, you need to stop, take some time and look at those things. And if you're not sure what the next step is, look around your environment and look at the things that need to change. For a lot of people, there's plenty of things that you should be doing and you're not doing. So the place to start would really be pick one of those things and do it. And then pick the next thing and do it. And in order to start gaining momentum again, you need to just start picking those things up and doing them, complete whatever it is that's unfinished, and that'll start getting your momentum back up. So let's say you've reached a certain point, there's progress, and then you kind of slowed down and you took your foot off the gas, right? In order to get that momentum back, what you need to do is start looking at all those incomplete cycles or look at things that are not done in your immediate environment that are in the way, right? And a lot of times it could be something really small, something in your environment, organizing, cleaning, clearing up the clutter, whatever it is. All of those things have to do with gaining momentum. So if you can gain momentum on the small things, then you'll start to gain bigger momentum on the big things. In order to get the big things, you have to take care of the small things, right? How you do anything is how you do everything, right? So that's a reflection of how do you handle those small things that are seemingly insignificant, but they actually are a representation of how you're handling your environment. And it's a representation of how you're handling your business, your relationship, whatever it is in that area of life that you're trying to gain momentum on. So in order to get that momentum, start working on those small things, completing the small projects, even things that aren't projects, just like, something that's put away in the wrong spot that needs to be organized. It needs to be you putting in order in your environment so that you can organize and order your other affairs properly, whether it's your business, your taxes, or, your actual projects, bigger projects, communications, emails, whatever it is. In order to actually get things done properly, you have to take care of the small things. And so it's really important to get momentum, even on the smallest thing. So you could have something laying around that's been there for too long and you're just like, why haven't I put this away? It's in the environment, it's in your space. It's a very simple thing, but the fact that you haven't done it is a representation of all those bigger things which you haven't done, right? So in order to properly handle the situations in your life and your business, towards your goals, start moving towards your goals, you need momentum. The easiest way to get momentum is to handle those little things. So the other thing I'll say is that when it comes to organization and planning, there's a lot of things that you might want to accomplish in your life, but you can't do everything at once. There's an Einstein quote where he says, the reason that time exists is so that everything doesn't happen at once, right? So if our life was just one big bang and everything happened at once, there'd be no time to experience all the different aspects of life. It's very important to take your time out, step back, look at how you're planning and organizing your day, look at how you're planning and organizing all your activities, and then observe yourself, be willing to observe yourself, what you do day in, day out, how you spend your time, how you prioritize your activities, and then look at where you're falling short. And then you have the ability to change that, right? So one of the things that happens is like when you're in a space and things are kind of stagnant or things are not moving forward, one thing I'll say about that is we live in the modern world. The modern world moves fast, especially in the technology age, whatever this is, right? Like we expect things to be done quickly. We want things done fast. We want to do things fast. And so there's also a little bit of entitlement and kind of a instant gratification aspect to life in the modern world, right? So if we don't check ourselves on that, we can self-sabotage through the incompletion of these little things that actually add up to a behavior pattern. And so if your behavior pattern is not completing little things, not completing small things, not taking care of the details, and as insignificant as those details may be, it's a reflection of behavior patterns and activities and actions and things that we're doing. So the question is, what can you do to improve that situation for yourself in order that those other bigger goals, those bigger tasks, the bigger things that you're trying to accomplish actually start getting done? Is to do exactly that. Look at the small things, take care of the details, so take care of the busy work, so to speak. But the reality is that it's a reflection of your ability to stay in a routine of having a high work ethic, being able to accomplish things no matter how big or small the task, and being willing to exert control over the environment and not go affect to the current situation, right? So that's a really key aspect of being able to gain momentum, move things forward, accomplish your goals, and keep yourself moving on the right track. Because what happens is if you stop taking care of those things, what happens is those little things become the big things. And how are you ever going to achieve your dreams, really big goals, really large task projects, whatever it is, if you're unable to handle these small things that seemingly get in the way and stop us, right? So I'm just speaking generally about my own experience. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to it, but the reality is that your life is up to you. What you create in your life is up to you. You're in complete control. Nobody's stopping you other than yourself. This is really key to understand, that the more that you take responsibility for your situation, regardless of other people's part in it, the better things will move, the better things will start to progress, and the more momentum you will start to gain. So building that momentum through a sense of self-responsibility, taking responsibility for the way things are, and taking responsibility for your immediate environment, changing and affecting it in a way that's suitable to your goals and to the bigger things that you say you want. Those are really important. Those are very key aspects of actually obtaining the bigger goals, because you can't obtain those bigger goals unless you take care of the small things and train yourself. It's really about training yourself, establishing the habits and behaviors that are going to move things forward, or so to speak, move the needle. If you've heard that one, in order to move the needle, you have to really start taking care of your own situation, the small things in your environment, and really start to clear up the space and handle what it is that's unhandled. Because once you do that, it's going to make a big difference in those bigger things. So if you feel like you're in a point where you're stagnating or something is stagnating, in whatever area of life it is, business, relationships, health, whatever that area is where you feel like you've hit a wall and you're stagnating, look at the smaller things in your environment, look at the smaller things in your behavior and habits, and that's where you can start to actually get momentum. Tony Robbins talks about the 2 millimeter shift a lot. He says a lot of times it's just a 2 millimeter shift away from those old behaviors, those old patterns, towards those goals, and that's the thing that makes all the difference. So if you want to make a world of difference, it could be something as small as 2 millimeters, an adjustment in how you think, an adjustment in the words that you speak, an adjustment in the words that you're saying to yourself, to other people, in your relationships, an adjustment in your ability to handle your environment. Just complete those little things that have been sitting on your desk for God knows how long, or in your environment. So all these little things add up to a bigger outcome, right? Because it's all a symptom of your own ability to handle complete cycles, handle your conversations, your relationships, your people, your environments, and to actually show the universe, show yourself, show other people that you are progressing forward, that things are moving forward, that things are moving in the right direction. And that's how you start to gain momentum. And that momentum is most important for you. Because once you start to see that you have momentum in a certain area, then you feel a lot more confident about the actions that you're taking in other areas, the bigger things that you're handling, the projects, whatever it is. All those things come from handling the small things, handling your attitude about it, your mentality, your behavior, your actions, all those things. It becomes a waterfall effect of how you actually start to get a result. So moving towards your dreams, your goals, your bigger aspirations, in order to do that, take care of the small things, take care of the little things that you're missing, whatever it is that you said you would do and you're not doing it for yourself, for other people, for work, for anything, right? Your integrity and your word and your ability to execute on it is the number one most important thing that's going to actually have you move towards those goals. Because again, you're the one saying you want these things, whatever the goal is, whatever the outcome is, you're the one declaring that that's your goal. So in order for that to be true, you have to first look at your integrity, because whether or not, because if it's not true and you're saying it, you got to ask yourself, why am I saying it if it's not true? Or I am saying it and my integrity doesn't match. My words don't match. My actions don't match. So what am I doing wrong, or why aren't they matching? What's in the way? And that's how you start to peel away the layers of all the stuff that becomes a distraction, all the stuff that gets in the way. And this is how you start to make real progress. So this is really critical. I just wanted to share that with you guys today. I hope this is valuable to you. And again, follow us, subscribe, all those things. But more importantly, I want you to think about, what is the big thing that you're actually after, that you've been after, and what are all the little things that you're not doing that are in the way, and pick one and do it. And then once you've done it, pick the other one. Start going through the whole thing, and then the picture starts to appear of everything that needs to get done, all the little things that need to get done to get out of the way, so that you can actually start to make progress and start to chip away at the goals, the bigger projects, those sorts of things. So I'll leave it at that. I know I've reiterated a lot of the same points here, but I'm trying to put it into one big picture. So I hope you guys take some action on the small things and start to move towards the bigger goals. You guys have a great day.